Hello, Professor. This is the code explanation and demo video, and my project is implementation of web-based Agile Kanban board. And I recommend to watch my first video, which I uploaded uploaded as project overview, and I have provided all these information and I explained about the architecture in that video. And so the architecture actually talks about how from database how backend gets the uh, data and how front-end interprets and present to the user. So I recommend you to watch that video first. And let me start with the backend. So this is the Visual Studio 2017 IDE, and I have SQL Express instance of my database Kanban, which I attach to the Visual Studio, and we can view what are the tables and data available, the mock data available in currently in the database. So these are the tasks I created, and these will be displayed, and user can track of the each and every item in the sprint. And I have a sprint table, project table also. So this is the database design. And going back to the backend, and this is the web API project kanban.api. This API is providing a lot of endpoints to the front end. Front end calls the APIs provided by this project and gets the information from database and updates the database from front end. And these are the model classes, and these model classes are created and based on these tables are created in the SQL server that is taken care by the entity framework. And these are the controllers I have. So controllers takes care of providing the APIs, and these takes care of updating and providing data to the front end. So typically this get project provides the information about the project to the front end, and put will take care of updating the project from the front end. Like post project takes care of creating a project uh, which is initiated from the front end. So these are the APIs from web API provides these kind of things, and we can do such kind of operation like CRUD operations for project sprint, task, user, and especially user. So we have a lot of business logic implemented in this controllers to handle all the tasks and in a special way. And so this is all about um, backend. And going back to front end, so front end will have these services: sprint service, Kanban service, report service, and these services will talk directly to the backend and provides those the data to the controllers. Actually, the controllers are called components, and these components will provide all the information to the UI, and HTML5 and JavaScript will be used to present it in the browser. And this is implemented in Angular. The front end, the IDE is Visual Studio Code, and this is the project structure. All source files are here, like it has its login page. It starts from login page, it goes to um, dashboard. So dashboard displays the quick summary of the projects, and and Kanban board is designed and using this component. So I'll start with this. So component this so this method this component takes care of dragging and dropping the actual card from the Kanban. Maybe I can show you. I can hope. Okay, it's running. So it's compiled successfully and port is already open. I can just launch to. Before that, I need to check whether API is there. So okay, API is not there, so I'm running that. I'm using Postman to check how Postman is how the from backend how we are getting the JSON files, we are getting right JSON or not. So that is done using Postman, and our backend is ready now. We are good to launch our application. Yeah, I think one user is already logged in. Okay, so this is the dashboard. Dashboard shows we have only one item to do. To do item is only one, and we have 4 in progress items and 3 done items in the current active sprint. And if we go to Kanban board, we can see that. So we have only one to do item and 4 in progress item, and we can move and we can update the status like this. And in sprint view, we can see what are the items we have selected for this sprint. So these are the items we have in the current active sprint, and the sprint name is release 1.2. And these are the backlog. Backlog means these are the items yet to be planned in the next coming sprint. And here we can able to add the new tasks and associate with the current sprint or the future. We can add it to the backlog, and we can add a sprint, and we can specify a start date, and we need to specify a sprint duration here, and we can create sprint using that. And we can create project as well. So currently I'm having only one project, I think, so that's the reason. And all the items are displayed under this project. And report view is it's giving the quick summary of all the tasks in the active sprint. In future we can add so many features like burn down chart, calculating sprint velocity, and a lot of analysis can be added here. Okay, so this is the quick overview of what I have done so far. And going back to the code, so Kanban, so this is the card. So this is the card, and this drag and drop is handled using this component. So these take using CDK drag and drop of Angular, this is implemented. And this is the main feature. That's the reason I'm explaining this component. And this is the code. This is the HTML code which actually present to the user. And this is the service which talks to the backend Kanban service. It's Kanban board service, which this will call the API through this URL, and it will get from the HTTP client. That's how all the data are transferred from backend, and this will provide the information to the component which I just show you. So this component will get the information from this service. So this is task service, and we have Kanban board service here. So Kanban board service. So we are getting the information from Kanban board service and updating the task. If we move from to do to in progress, we need to update that task. So task service has been injected here. So task service will take care of updating the tasks. So here the put task will update the updated value, like put task after drop. This method takes care of updating the task, like if it is to do to in progress, it has to update the appropriate state, and it has to put back to uh, the database through this API. So this is how it is done. So this is a simple example, and I just explained how Kanban and Kanban board interacts with backend, and how it present to the user. So in similar way, there are a lot of components like what you're seeing here. Sprint, the sprint view, which has tasks and a list of sprint items. Project view, here we can create project, and report view. So report view has all the logic to implement that. And the dashboard, this is dashboard. And this is, we have a lot of code to test also here. So that also can be, this is completely testable, and I think I covered pretty much here. So this is the Angular code, and using TypeScript, this is completely implemented. So please let me know if you have any question. Thank you, Professor.